Okay, today is very crucial because this is the briefing for your P4. P4 is your final project, and this final project will comprise of 50% of your overall marks in this semester. Okay, it is, hello? All right. And then the requirement for this final semester is you cannot fail this final, sorry, not the final semester, the final project. You cannot fail this final project because, okay, if you fail this final project, you will fail the entire course, which is the SBEA 1118. All right. So please make sure that you go through all these tasks that has been given by your Workbase master, and then I hope that you are going to enjoy this journey. Okay, so let's start with this brief. Okay, so for the project 4, you are going to do a spatial negotiation on designing a pavilion. Right, so what you have learned in your previous project, you have already go through your P1, your thinking hands, you have done the sketches, all right, and then you have gone through your P2, you have done your art, painting, and so on, and then you just completed your P3, which is your 3D resemblance of your P2 or P1, right? So you have already learned of this one. Okay, the first thing, this one is we repeated the same thing all over, the design elements. I hope that everybody can last time I asked you about what is the design elements and principles that you have studied before. Okay, some of the students, they still confused what is the design element and what is the design principle. So I hope that you can differentiate these two things, all right, by this time. Okay, so the design elements that you have learned before is the lines, plane, form, and texture, and then you have already learned about the principles. Some of the example is the repetitions, hierarchy, axis symmetry. You have also go through these lines and planar projects, and also the principles of organizing. Okay, so for this fourth project, you are going to explore more on the form and respond to the context. Okay, so these are the two keywords in this project, the form and also how do you want to respond to the context, because you are going to be given the site and also you are going to be given client. All right, so this is going to be the first step in your architectural journey in ETM, that you are going to design for a human. Okay, so I hope you will enjoy this journey because this one is very exciting because you don't have to deal with the technical thing yet. Okay, it is morely on this journey and the spaces within the pavilion. Okay. Okay, guys, if you have any question, you can just ask, and you can just turn on your microphone and just ask. Okay, first thing first, what is a pavilion? All right. Sorry. So pavilion, if you look at the thesaurus or you look at the dictionary, you can find out that pavilion is a building or similar structures used for a specific purpose in particular, or it can be a building, a summer house, or other decorative building used as a shelter, or used in the names of building used for other entertainment. It can be a large stand with a peak and corner decoration, and then it can be also a temporary building, stand, or other structure in which items are displayed in an exhibition. Okay, if you can see this example that I have put out here, it is something like you are going to produce something like this one. Okay, it can be a shelter, it can be a temporary building, it can be put in a park, it can be put in any open area. Okay, all right. So objective for this task is for you to understand basic elements and shapes and form. All right. So before this, you have gone through your 2D project for the paintings, and then you have gone through your 3D projects. For your 3D project on your P3, and then you have already learned the basic things about shapes and form. Okay. And then this one is going to be continued in your P4. But for your P1, P2, and P3, you are not dealing with human yet. Okay, so this is the first time that you are going to learn about the human figure, how do you want to put people in anthropometrics, and how to achieve the ergonomics of the human measurement and so on. To understand the principles of design and composition using shapes and form, and also from the shapes and form, you need to create spaces. Alright, so this is going to be the continuity from your P3. So you have already got the shapes and form for your P3, and then for this one, you are going to create spaces. In architecture, a pavilion can become the center of attraction. Okay, if you guys can see from here, okay, I have given you one example for this one. This one, it has become the center of attraction. What attracts you most about this, the first picture? Can somebody tell me? How can you say that this pavilion give the kind of feeling of center of attraction?
The color.
The color, okay, the color which is pop up, and then the focus point is the colors. Okay, how about the second one? What is the thing that attract you most?
The light.
The light. All right, what else?
The details.
The details. Okay, the patterns. All right, so okay, what about the one? Could be a flexible architectural open space. Okay, it can be flexible. You can create a temporary shelter, and then it can be open, and then you can create something flexible about it. Alright, and it could be a temporary or permanent. Okay, there are two types of pavilion. It can be either permanent or it can be temporary. Temporary is usually a simple structure that you can disassemble anywhere or whenever you want. Okay, or it can be also a permanent kind of shelter. It can be in large or small in scale, and normally unique in design. It is unique, special, and never rebuilt or copied. Okay, usually when you do a design of a pavilion, okay, you don't copy it and then you put it somewhere else, right? Why? Do you know why? Why we don't build the same pavilion at a different area? Let's say. Anyone wants to try? Nobody. Okay, perhaps the design of the pavilion, it has the different function. Okay, and then also you can see the context, the site, and also the site. Where is the site is located? Is it near the lake? Is it near a river? Is it located on a hill? So that's why the design of this pavilion is usually it is not copied, and it can be used as a shelter, seating area, meeting point, cafe, theater, can be for your lectures, event, exhibition, sports, play, relaxation, works, and so on. Okay, so you can see the different function of this one. From the first picture, what can you see? What is the function of this thing? What do you think? Anyone? Exhibition. Okay, Kasturi, good. Okay, so this one can be used for exhibition. And then how about the second one?
Sitting area.
Sitting area. Okay, good. Akila. Alright. Okay, Hazmi. So it is used for sitting area. Okay, and then you can use it for this short discussion and so on, because you have provided the sitting. Okay, so you can see what is the elements or the component that have been put in those pavilion. Okay, so this one, they have the sitting area so that people can just have a discussion or chit chat. Alright, and then for this one, it is only for exhibition. Somebody who go to this pavilion, they are only walking all over, and then they just look around. Okay, they don't sit, right? So you can see the different component and the function of each pavilion. Okay, this one is examples of traditional pavilion. Some sometimes we call it as a wakaf. Okay, it can be just a pergola and so on. All right, so this one is very traditional, and if you can see, like this one, even the material chosen, they are using timber to produce this kind of pavilion. Right? Permanent versus temporary. Okay, this one is the types of pavilion. Either it is permanent or it is temporary. Okay, if you can see the first one, this one is very famous building by Miss Van der Rohe. Okay, it is Barcelona Pavilion. Okay, this one can be your president studies. President studies means whatever that has been built or has been designed by previous architects. Okay, so this one is it is a pavilion used for exhibition and so on, and then it has the first one. It is using the approach of minimalism. Okay, the first one, it has less wall. Okay, and then it is using a lot of vertical and horizontal planes. Okay, and then the second one, it is mesh 20 recently built in Singapore. Okay, and this one, if you can see the description, it is used by using 3D printer. Okay, it is named as air mesh, and it is produced by 3D printer, and it is printed, and then they assemble this one on a hill. All right. Okay, this one is also types of a pavilion. Either you want to have a large scale pavilion. Okay, this one is called as Gallery of UK, Denmark Pavilion, Australian Pavilion, French Pavilion, Malaysian Rainforest Canopy. Okay, this one, it is an annual event worldwide, where they collect all these pavilions from all regions in the world, and then they assemble the things at the site. Okay, if you can see the website, okay, of the Shanghai World Expo 2010. Okay, these are the pavilion that has been produced by all regions, and then they have the descriptions. Okay, the latest one is going to be the examples of Dubai. It is going to be on Dubai on 2020. But it is going to be on 2021. Hundreds of pavilions will feature interactive exhibitions, live entertainment, memorable meeting spaces, quickly hangout, and plenty more. Okay. Wait, let me. Okay, this one is the example of Dubai Expo 2020, if you can see from here. But this one is going to be the large scale pavilion, and you can discover all this pavilion from all over the world. Okay, because this one is designed by UAE Pavilion. Okay, and then if you can see, they have their own theme on based on their region. Okay, for the example, for UAE, United Arabian Emirates Pavilion, it is designed in the shape of a falcon in flight. Okay, this one, Russia Pavilion, offering visitors a chance to see what future might to be achieved. So you can see all this example. Norway Pavilion, explore the deep blue sea and learn about the importance of ocean conservation. Okay, so the Norway things, they are focusing on the ocean and so on. So they have their focus on what they want to focus on. Okay, let's see for this one, there are a lot of let's see, Azerbaijan, they have this kind of pavilion, and then you can see the videos. I think after this you can go browse through this one. For instance, okay, for Azerbaijan, they have something to do with the sustainable thingy, how they use the sunlight and so on. Okay, and then it use something which are using the leaf shaped things. Okay, it is something to do with the nature. Okay, so you can see all the example in this Dubai, but this one is going to be the large scale kind of pavilion. Let's say the Belgium pavilion. Okay, this one is another example that so you can see that after this. Alright. But yours is going to be this one only. Because this one is the first time you are going to design pavilion. So you are going to do a small scale pavilion. Okay, this one is the example. Flamingo Bamboo Pavilion, built in 2017 in Vietnam. So they are using the local material. There are a lot of bamboo in Vietnam. So they want to enhance and do something about it. And then this one is London Garden Pavilion. This is a very small scale and it is very, very simple. But yet the design is quite futuristic. And then it has the combination between the timber and also the glass. You have the Triumph Pavilion in London, and then you have this one, this kind of a Swiss Pavilion. Okay, so if I ask you, what are the elements and principles used in the fourth image? Somebody can, if somebody can answer. The Swiss Pavilion, what are the elements and principles used?
Repetition.
Repetition. Repetitions of what?
Planes.
Repetitions of planes. Good. Okay. So what are the function of these things? And where are they? Where are the things is located? Where are the pavilions located? Okay. You can see the different location of this thing. Okay. If you can see the first one, it is located in a green area, and then the second one, it is located perhaps in the compound area, and then the Swoosh Pavilion, it is located in the middle of the city. So it has something to do with the context. Context too, okay? If you can see, for the first one, Pavilion, it is located in the green area, so that the pavilion is also using the natural, the elements from the nature, okay? The second one, it is also something which is related to the compound. And then the Swoosh Pavilion, because it is located in the middle of city, the things, the pavilion resembles something which is very quite futuristic, and it can be the center of attraction at that area. Okay, okay. So going back to your project 4, that one is only the introduction on pavilion for you to understand more about the pavilions. All right. Okay, in this project, students are to design an architectural pavilion based on the type of pavilion and the design requirements defined. The site of the pavilion is located at the main lake area in UTM. Anybody has gone to UTM before? Anybody living in Skudai? Nobody. Me, Kasturi. So you have you went to UTM before? It's okay, Kasturi. You can turn on your microphone. So have you got do you know the UTM Lake?
Yes, sir, I've been there for twice.
Daniel Najib. So you know where is the lake UTM is located? Okay, good. Okay, so I think only Kasturi and Daniel has gone to UTM, and then they know about this one. But don't worry, we'll help you to go through this, because for this final project, you are going to have this site. Okay, and then the project 4 emphasizes on the following aspects. Okay, the first one is the design elements and principles. I think you are very familiar with this one because you have gone through this P1 until P3. And then on the human anthropometric and activities, we have the lecture input before by Dr. Faizal. I think everybody, at least you have gone through the lecture notes, and then you have, I think we have several suggestions for your, for the books that you need to read before this, right? Especially on the Newford architect data and so on. Okay, and then on the spatial design, site appreciation, and then also the design communication. Okay, so perhaps the things that you are not really familiar with is on the spatial design and site appreciation. Okay, it's okay. we are going to go through this together. After this, we are going to have series of discussion and also the lecture input. Right? So your student task, okay, the student's task, learning from P1 and P2 and continuing from to the P3. And then on the site appreciation, you need to understand the site and how do you want to put your pavilion in the context. And then the third one is to study of other pavilions, precedent studies. Okay, so you need to study about the existing pavilion that have been done by designers before this. Develop design process as always. Okay, I think you are quite familiar about this one, the design process, because you have gone through all these things and then you have put everything in the middle before this. Refer to project brief. Okay, after this I'll show you this one is the project brief, and then we have the project brief in the PDF file also. Okay, the task, designing and composing the planes and form to create spaces, circulation and experience in between spaces. Okay, so you are going to use all these things, the planes, form, and then you need to create spaces, circulation and experience. Okay, I think before this there was a lecture by Dr. Wazakri on the senses, and then and the feelings of every spaces. Design, sketch, create conceptual diagrams and build mock-up process model. Okay, you have gone through this in your P3. You already know what is a mock-up model. Draw, sketch and cut the planes and form to create the model, and then you need to test, experiment and reiterate the different shape, size, scale of planes to create spaces and form. Okay, this one is going to be your design process. We are going to also have the series of split session as usual to produce conceptual diagrams explaining concept, responses to site, spatial organization and spatial experiences. Okay, so after this you are going to do your own individual project brief explaining your own concept. How do you respond to the site? How do you organize your spaces? And what are the experience that are going to be felt by the human or by the users of your pavilions? To produce sketch and to scale orthographic drawings. Okay, this one, sketch and orthographic drawings, it is something related to your Mr. Azari's class. Okay, basic architectural communication class. So whatever you have learned in Mr. Azari's class, please bring it here. Okay, I think you have already learned about the how to draw plan, how to draw the elevation, section, and even isometric. So this is going to be your task. All right, it is not only on the manual drawing, but also your design. You need to design by your own self, and then you need to draw it. Design, draw and create 3D physical scale model. Okay, so you are not only required to present your presentation boards, but also your 3D physical model. Build model using mounting board or reuse board or any other suitable materials. You have gone through this in your P3. Okay, all right, so this is the project requirement. Okay, you are going to build a pavilion which is it is not more than 80 square meters. Okay, it can be let's say you want to have the length of 10 meters and then times 8 meters, so you have 80 square meters. Okay, maximum of 2 levels, ground floor plan and first floor plans connected by a vertical circulation. Either it can be by staircase, ladder, ramps or etc. Okay, maximum is 2 level only. Do not build until three levels or 3 stories and so on. It is not your, it is this is only your introduction of designing a building. Okay, to include the different function of spaces, there are 5 spaces that is compulsory to be designed in your pavilion. The first one is the entrance, and then you will need to have the exit, and then you need to have the exhibition space, lookout spot and others. Okay, the others is going to be discussed within your Workbase master. Okay, with your Workbase master within your Workbase only, because your site will be quite different from each other, and then your individual brief is quite different from each other. So perhaps your spaces that you want to include in your pavilion is not as same as your friends. So you need to decide by yourself. Okay, submission requirement. Okay, you will need to provide a physical model scale 1 to 25. Sorry, this one is A3. Sorry. Alright, this one. Because we thought that A3 is easier to be handled in your own home. Okay, you can get the A3 size presentation boards easier if compared to an A2. So we have decided that you are going to produce the A3 box. Consists of this drawing. Site appreciation sheet. Okay, you will need to describe or explain about your site, and then you will have your conceptual sheet explaining about your precedent studies and design concept and approach, space tabulation and planning. You also will have your site study and all the sketches. Okay, this one is your more on your design process. So you will put all those things in one presentation board. And then the third one, you are going to draw your site plan. So the scale will be 1 to 100. Ground floor plan and first floor plan, you will have two plans. The scale is 1 to 50. Two elevation, east or west or north or south. Okay, so your pavilion will have 4 elevation, but you will need to choose the 2 best elevations. And then you will have 2 sections. Isometric and axonomic drawings, either one, and you will have external perspective and also interior perspective. So those are the requirements for your the things that you need to draw and then you need to submit to us. Okay, so this one like I said before, it is covered in Mr. Azari's class, but we are also can help you in terms of lecture inputs after this and then on the crit sessions. All 3D drawings to be in landscape format. Okay, don't do it in portrait because we have the limitation of the length of the said pavilion. Okay, that's why we do it in the landscape format. All drawing to be beautifully hand drawn. All the images and also your lettering. Please be careful about your lettering too. Okay. Students to explore their presentation techniques for architecture presentations. Okay, all right. That's all for the submission requirement. If you have any question, you can just ask. No question. Okay, all right. So this is the site. Okay. How many A3 presentation board, doctor? All right. So if you can see from here, I think one A3 can only consist of one drawing. Let's say the first one, site appreciation sheet, is only one page, and then you have another sheet for conceptual, and then for the site plan you have another sheet. Ground floor plan is one sheet, first floor plan is one sheet. Two elevation can be divided into 2 sheets. Okay, so one A3 can only consist of one drawings. Okay, so this one is the minimum submission requirements. You can do extra if you have more time to do it. All right. Somebody is asking whether no digital drawings requirement. Yes, you need to do it manually, hand drawn. Okay, if you use some tools like SketchUp software and so on, you need to trace using pencils on your A3. Okay, you don't have to print it on the A3. Even the lettering, even the conceptual sheet, you need to write it using hand drawn. Okay, all right. So this one is your site. If you can see from here, this is the Tasik Ilmu UTM. Tasik Ilmu UTM, and then this is your site. Okay, we'll go through the Google Earth later after this. Okay, this one is one. In this site, there are two wakaf, two existing pavilion, which is located in this Tasik Ilmu. Okay, so the site will be, okay, the site A will be for Workbase 1, Workbase Dr. Aiman, and Workbase 2, Workbase Dr. Wan Zakri, while the site B is for my Dr. Faizal Workbase and also my Workbase. Okay, we are going to use these two. Okay, this one is the first site, this one is the second site. Okay, so this one is going to be shared by this Workbase, and then this one is going to be shared by me and Dr. Faizal's Workbase. Okay, we'll have two Workbase and it is divided. We have four Workbases and then we divide you guys into two sites, right? Okay, okay, this one, okay, this one. Okay, so this one is going to be this one, and then you have another one, this one, right? Okay, this one is I just want to show some interesting point. We call it as the notes or landmark at this area. Okay, we have this kind of small waterfall, and then we also have this kind of this jetty over here. Okay, so the jetty is located somewhere over here, and then while this small stream or small waterfall is located over here, and your site is located over here, so you will have this kind of view. Okay, you can see this view, and also you have this nice view over here. All right, and then this one is your site A. It is located next to the lake. Okay, we have the pathway, and then this one is another perspective or views of that site. We have a lot of images. You can ask your Workbase master after this, because we have already discussed about the sites yesterday. Okay, if you want to see, this one is the videos of site A, which is Dr. Aiman's and Dr. Wan Zakri's Workbase. You are going to use this site. Okay, you can see the waterfall here, and then the jetty over there. Okay, this one is for the site A, and then this one is going to be shared by my Workbase and also Dr. Faizal Workbase. We are going to do something over here. Okay, you can take the entire space, all right, facing the lake and so on. So you can do something over here. This one is another views from the site, and this one is the video. Okay, so you are going to do something over here. You need to know what is your context. There are a lot of parking space behind your site. So if you are going to design your pavilion later, you can consider that all the vehicles can be parked at the parking area. Okay, done with your site. So this one is the Workbase distribution. All right, so Dr. Aiman has 11 students, Dr. Wan Zakri has 10 students, Dr. Muhammad Faizal has 11 students, and I personally have 3 vacancies over here. So if you feel that you want to change your Workbase, you are welcome to my Workbase. There are 3 slots available. Okay, so if you want to change your workbase, you can just PM personal message me or Dr. Aiman. All right. Okay, for each workbase you will have your individual workbase team and art pavilion. For examples, okay, the first workbase Dr. Aiman, you are going to do or you are going to design a performance pavilion. Okay, so performance can be it can be a theater, it can be a dance, it can be something magic performance and so on, or it can be like the first one, it is more on the traditional art performance. Okay, so this one is going to be discussed in your work base later. All right, and then for the second work base, Dr. Wan Zakri, okay, you are going to design a music pavilion. Okay, so these are the things which are related to the music things. You have you have several kinds of types of music. You have the several types of music instruments, and how do you want to design your pavilion based on the things that you have got from your study of music. Okay, it can be based on the singer, it can be based on the musical instruments and so on. Okay, so this one is going to be discussed in your individual work base later. And then for the third work base, Dr. Muhammad Faizal, you are going to produce a design of a painting pavilion. Okay, so you will need to study about the painting, the art movement, perhaps the material used, or how do you want to achieve uh, the best way on how people want to appreciate a painting and so on. So you need to design the pavilion. Okay, and then this one is my own work base. We are going to do the sculpture pavilion. Okay, you need to study about kind of types of sculpture, and then how do we want people to appreciate the sculpture using a pavilion. All right. Okay, all right, so that's all. Do you have any question on the distribution of uh, topics for each pavilion? You can just ask. Okay. All right, this one is it is going to be something related to your final outcome later. Okay, these are the spaces. If you can see from here, you can see the quality of light, the quality of the lines that are shown here. Okay, this one they want to try out to test out the light. How if you put the opening like this, how the light will disperse. Okay, and then the form making. Okay, this one is also something which is going to be related to your pavilion. Note that there are human figure. All right, before this you don't have this kind of thing. Okay, they have put this human figure at this, so that you can test out how the human can appreciate the spaces that you have created. Conceptual diagram, how do you do the form making and so on. From here, okay, this one is going to be something related to anthropometric and then ergonomics. Okay, how do people climb up the stairs, how do people walk in a very narrow space. Okay, how do the height of the human interact with the height of the pavilion and so on. Okay, so those are going to be discussed in our create session letters. This one is also how do you want to create the shadow casting. How do you want to open up the pavilion so that the light penetrate at the right area. Okay. For example, for this one, the light penetrate from here, and then it can also from here and then from here. Okay. So those are the things that you are going to test out later. Okay. This one is how do you render the things, because this is going to be your manual hand-drawn drawings. So you need to know what is the best renderings that you want to use later. Okay, this one is how do you draw the perspective. All right, and then this one is also on the renderings, and then how the lights penetrate into the building, what are the qualities of light and so on. Okay, if you can see from here, the light penetrate from the top. This one is also from the top. Okay, this one is from the side because it is penetrate from the walls. This one is penetrate from the roof. Okay, so the different quality of light can be obtained. This one is also from the top, and then from this one is this from this side and also from that side. Okay, so you need to test out what is the feelings or the senses of that will be felt by this human. Okay, by providing this kind of light. Okay, this one is also on the light quality and so on. Okay, this one is the models and then the photography that you need to submit later. Okay, this is example of the previous batch of students. The title is also on the pavilion, but they have different clients. Okay, this one is also the from the previous batch. All right, this is example of the model. Okay, if you are in the campus, you are going to fill this one. Okay, the presentation, you will have this kind of presentation, and also you will have the model submission, and then you need to present it in 3 panels. Okay, so this is going to be the same, but you will do it online because you cannot manage to come in here. Okay, this one is also the examples of the previous batch, where they need to provide the conceptual board and then the drawings on the boards and also the model. These are the words or description that you can use in between your lines or in between your presentation. Okay, so we have put all those things here. You can use whenever necessary. Okay, so recommended time frame is the first week. You will have 5 weeks. Okay, the first week is going to be the site study, and then the precedent study of other pavilions, and then initial idea development, sketches of spaces. Okay, so we expect on this week 1, which is on the Monday and Thursday, you are going to produce your initial idea development. Okay, and then for the second week, you are going to produce your schematic design, sketch of spaces, mock-up models, drawings, and so on. Okay, it's okay. This one is we are going to go through it together after this. All right, and then this one, I repeat again, it marks is 50%. It is half of your entire semester's work marks, and then you cannot fail in this final project. If you fail this final project, you will fail the entire subject. All right. And then submission is going to be on the Saturday. You need to strategize your time management so that you can submit on time. Okay, we have agreed, if you can read in your course information, one, you cannot if you submit it late, you can be downgraded. Okay, okay. Do you have any question on those things, on the drawings requirements and then the model requirements? Do you have any question? You can just ask here now before we go through to this thing this afternoon. You don't have any question yet. Okay, so this is going to be your task for this afternoon. Okay, this is a group task. You will produce it in your Workbase. You will present PowerPoint slides on this 2:30 p.m. and then you can present it in 15 minutes presentation. Okay, so there are 4 presentations from Workbase 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, on the specific topic that we have given to you. Okay, so the first thing that you need to explain to us is definition of an art pavilion. Okay, because just now I have already explained about a pavilion, but it is quite general. Okay, so in your opinion, what is an art pavilion? And then the second one is definition of chosen type of art. What is a performance? What is performance? What is music? What is painting? What is sculpture? Okay, explanation on types of art chosen in the history, development, types, famous artworks, artists, and so on. And then the fourth one is the precedent studies on pavilions or examples of pavilions that you want to describe. Okay, the architect, who is the architect that has designed the pavilion? Where is the location? What is the function of that particular pavilion? What is the elements and principles used in that particular pavilion? What are the material used? Okay, So you are going to present this one later in the afternoon. So I think if you don't have any question, thank you and all the best to you for this project. Okay. So guys, are you okay? Do you have any question to ask?
Okay.
No question at all. Dr. Aiman, if you want to add anything?
Yeah, I think it's a matter of looking at your P1, P2, and P3. Continue that exploration or experimentation that you have done. I think in my Workbase and in some other Workbase, we want you to continue doing the P4 from your P3. So it means that if you have experimented or if you have tested out certain elements, design elements and principles in P3, you want you to somehow take part of that exploration and continue doing it in P4. So at least basically now you have some sort of a continuation from P2 and up to P4. And P4 is not for you to somehow design spaces out of nowhere. Remember that design elements has a lot of properties in it. I mean, you're talking about points, lines, and planes and form. So use these kind of elements in order to organize or design your spaces. Yeah. So basically, you can start off with lines, or you can start off with planes, or even geometric forms, rather than just putting in or sketch out things out of nowhere. So have some sort of a reference to it. So I think, and also when you do precedent studies, when you look at other projects, question yourself or look at the details and see how they design those spaces. You can mimic them, you can copy them, but at the same time, try to make it your own. Like do some iterations, do some adjustments, and so forth. Okay. Uzma was asking, animators can be used for models. Yes, I think continue, do the things that you have done in P2 using any kind of materials. But I mean, the easiest materials will be craft board, and monochrome models will be acceptable.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Aiman. Is there any other question? How do you feel, guys? Are you eager? Are you scared? Sad. Why, Jami? Nervous? Excited? Okay, good, Daniel. Kasturi excited with caps lock, okay?
We have taken some pictures. I'm gonna upload them in Padlet and also in Miro. I also did a YouTube video yesterday. Basically, I uploaded my video to YouTube. So basically, I did a walkthrough so that everyone can see. You can always ask Kasturi and siapa tadi? Who's the other person?
Daniel.
Daniel to go try to enter ATM. I don't know whether you can, but ask them to take images for you if it isn't available. But you can always ask your Workbase master to help you as well. Yeah, if you want to know a little bit about the site.
Okay. All right. Okay. Talking about that site, I think I have forgot something about this one. Do you know how to use Google Earth? I think everyone has known how to use this. You just type Tasik Ilmu UTM. Okay. So the Google will bring you to the Tasik. Do you know Nasreddin Tasik is lake? Below? I forgot to explain.
If you look at
The link for the Google Earth. Okay. Okay.
Refer that in
So,
Padlet so you can see which site.
all right. Boleh. And you just put this person over here, and then it will bring you to the site.
Is this an app? I mean, you have to have a software for it, right?
You need to. I think you need to download the Google Earth. Mine is Google Earth Pro.
So that's why you have buildings there. Okay, that's good.
They have provided these 3D drawings.
If you use Chrome, there won't be any 3D. If you use
This one, I use this thing. This one. This app.
yeah,
You can
the
download
Google
it
Earth.
from. You can
Is it
download
free?
it from the internet.
Is it free?
I think so because I never paid for anything for apps. So you can just I think you can Google a Pro and you can get all those things. Okay, you can also Google your Faculty of Built Environment. If you miss us, you can see the buildings. Okay. So, Aiman, do you have anything?
I think I don't have, but yeah, we will try to upload as much as possible. Yeah, the images. So bear with us. So basically, Fat, can you bring up the PowerPoint slides, the last one?
The group task, is it?
Yeah, the group stars. Yeah. So we will leave you to this. So remember when we had the online discussion last time? So each Workbase has to come out with this task, and you have to present them in groups. So yeah, so we're gonna meet back at 2. Is it 5?
The presentation will start at 2:30.
2:30 again. 2:30. Oh yeah. Okay, 2:30. And then you only have 15 minutes.
Per Workbase.
Workbase, yeah.
Yes.
So again, the recommendation is to use Google Slides. I mean, that's the easiest way. Google Slides for you to collaborate among your friends. So, and any question on this before we leave you to this? Yeah, to discuss in groups. No?
Okay.
Everyone's fine. That's good. That's good. Yeah, the PDF I've already uploaded in Padlet, this presentation, and I'll also upload the brief. Yeah, and then the images I will upload it in the afternoon.
All right.
Right.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Aiman. So I think if everyone is okay with this one, you just continue and proceed with your group task, and then we'll see you again at 2:30 p.m. this afternoon. Okay. So I think that's all for this morning. You just proceed with your own task. All right. So thank you very much, everyone, for your kind attention and your participation. So I hope all the best for you in your final project. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you,
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.
Okay.
Thank you, Doctor.
Okay. Bye-bye.